to, on my laptop right here, if we go to chat.openai.com, it'll take you to Chat GPT. We can log in. So if you're lucky and it's not too busy, you'll end up on this screen right here, the Chat GPT interface. But on the top, as you noticed when I first logged on there, it actually said demand was high right now and response times are slower. But on the bottom left, you can't miss something that they're trying to push right here. It's CHAT GPT PLUS. And if you click on it, you get the answer to your first question of how much does this actually cost. CHAT GPT PLUS is selling for $20 per month as a subscription. And with that, you're getting three main things. The first thing, as you can see right here, is availability even when demand is high. That's kind of the assumed one that we talked about before, that when you log on, even if there's a lot of people also using ChatGPT, you will be able to use it. So that's a big positive. The second thing is faster response speed. Now, from my experience, I didn't really notice especially faster responses. Every now and then when you're using ChatGPT, there is sometimes it takes a little bit, like an extra beat to answer your question. So maybe there's less of those instances, but again, from my experience, the regular free plan didn't really have too much of that anyway. But the third thing is priority access to new features, which again, may seem kind of vague, but we have that as of very recently. I believe just yesterday, ChatGPT launched their new version, which is version 4. This right here is version 3.5, so I actually have that on a different account. If we switch over to that, you'll see this is Chat GPT Plus. Now, the Chat GPT Plus interface looks very similar, except in the background, it doesn't have the same thing we saw before, whereas like introduction to Chat GPT. Instead, it just says Chat GPT Plus. In addition to that, on the top, you'll see we have a drop-down menu. The drop-down menu allows you to choose which version of ChatGPT you're actually using. So right now, like I said, ChatGPT 3.5 is the basic one everybody has been using, but now they have ChatGPT 4, and you can tell it tells you a little bit more about the differences between them. So 3.5 is faster, but it's a little bit less concise and it's a little bit less strong in the reasoning aspect, whereas 4 is much slower, but much better reasoning and much more concise. So if we go over to 4, you'll see there is a limitation here. We have 100 messages every 4 hours, which is unfortunate. So there's really three main differences with ChatGPT 4, and I will make a full video outlining how to use it and what the differences really are, but kind of summarizing right here, if you have ChatGPT Plus, you'll have access to ChatGPT 4, fourth generation, and with that, the three things you get are the ability to input images. So you can have visual input now, and you can use a photo and say like what is in here or what happens if like that happens. Like I think one example was like the house from Up with a bunch of balloons above it, and somebody said what happens if you cut the strings, and it knows and it can say the balloons will float away and the house will stay put. In addition, you can have larger context as well. So ChatGPT 4, according to their website, is capable of handling over 25,000 words of text, which allows for use cases like long-form context creation, extended conversations, document search, and analysis, among other things like that. And then the third thing is creativity. According to OpenAI, ChatGPT 4 is more creative and more collaborative. It can generate and edit and illustrate with users on creative and technical writing tasks, such as composing songs, writing screenplays, or learning a user's writing style. And with that, they actually showed, and I thought this was really interesting, they showed the scores of ChatGPT 3.5 and ChatGPT 4 on some AP exams, which is in the United States as a common like end of high school exam people might take to get college credits. This stands for advanced placement, so they'll have like physics and art and literature and different things. And ChatGPT 4 scored substantially